I'm about to give y'all some game. Like for real. Welcome to the plug to the agriculture industry. We're going to connect urban living to rural, big-scale farming. This is the future of farming. Today, I present to you all urban agroecology and connecting it with artificial intelligence. Now say it with me, urban agroecology. So this is growing food, plants, herbs, trees, flowers in urban settings using regenerative, organic, sustainable methods, ecological methods. This is about impacting our climate and getting rid of food deserts altogether. This is the future. We have to do it. Not only can this provide justice in our agriculture industry and provide culturally relevant food, it can also impact our economy, give our people some jobs, and really just make an impact on our environment. Now, that may be a bit heavy, so let me dial it down a little bit. I'm Temu. People know me for a lot of stuff. A plant-based chef, a visionary chef, I think. An author. I've written 5 books that range from topics of organic gardening, self-awareness, self-assessment, adult plant-based cookbooks, and children plant-based cookbooks. I'm a consultant helping to create multiple projects on the city, county, state level, and I'm an advocate. For land access, we need land to do this work. So many years ago, I was nominated to be a part of the Black Indigenous People of Color Advisory Committee to the Equity Office of the California Department of Food and Agriculture. I know that's a mouthful. But essentially representing LA, representing urban people, to bring our voices to the table of what is this industry of agriculture? What do we need? And also, how do we advocate? How do we create legislation? How do we create grants, programs, projects? How do we actively get involved with our institutions and make an institutional change? It equipped me with so much resources and data, and insight, and a lot of reach. But ultimately, what it really showed me was that we're in trouble. However you feel about climate change, our environment needs some help. Over a decade of drought, combined with recent extremely intense flooding, has really made an impact on our agriculture sector. Central Valley, which is the engine of our agricultural state, has been drastically impacted. There are studies that show we might lose almost half of our acreage. And with these recent floodings, a lot of our acreage is being lost right now. Now, many might not understand that California is a powerhouse when it comes to agriculture. We grow over 400 commodities, 400, and generate over $50 billion in revenue annually. We grow the food and feed the nation. Now you're probably thinking, what's that got to do with us down here in LA, right? And that's the point. Because we are in what some consider a food desert, which I call food terrorism and food apartheid. I mean, how many grocery stores can you think of that we have locally access to us here? Think about it. Have you seen the price of food lately? Have you seen the organic section in our grocery stores? Have y'all seen the price of eggs? There are studies that show that us who live in food deserts, 77% of us find it difficult to access healthy, nutritious, organic food. 77%. Due to store hours and due to traveling to get the food. So that is exactly why we're here to build this bridge and talk about urban agroecology. Say it with me one more time. Urban agroecology. This is essentially pulling from both worlds, rural and urban. Understanding how to grow food with these regenerative practices, while also utilizing the resources that we have in our urban environments. We need both. Too long has there been this big divide. And that's how we are here where we are today. We can learn how to grow food organically. We can learn how to use what we have, creating community gardens, rooftop gardens, front yard, backyard, vertical, however we got to do it. Utilizing all the resources that we have right here, right now, to source food locally, to improve our climate, to reduce waste, to feed our hood, and to employ people. Now, this is where we tap into the future. Artificial intelligence. We can't avoid it. We can't run from it. We can't be scared of it. We can't hide from it. It's here. And I'm going to show you all how leveraging AI can help us with the three major components of urban agroecology. So say them with me. Education, innovation, and implementation. So I'm gonna start with education, right? We gotta build a strong, solid foundation. We gotta get the knowledge, we gotta get the information and the insight. And the truth is, there's so much education readily available right now. Training courses all over the state, community gardens teaching classes, free books. The United States Department of Food and Agriculture has an Urban Ag Toolkit for free right now that you can download. The United Nations has a Farming and Agriculture report, also free. Now, AI can help us in many ways. Language translation, market research. Also help us with creating a more personalized experience with education. By no stretch, let me be very, very, very clear. By no stretch are we getting rid of humans. By no stretch. But we learn in different ways. Some learn visually, some learn audio, some got to put their hands in the soil. And AI can help you like a personal assistant, helping you to refine information, to summarize information, to extrapolate the information, and really make sure that it's rooted in you. Now, let's deal with innovation. What's the new thing, the new wave, the new game, the new technology, right? Now, there's a lot of innovation in urban agroecology by itself. Workshops, summits, colleges, actively right now showing the innovation. Some examples of innovation in urban ag are vertical farming, precision farming, and community gardens. Community gardens are very innovative. Now, how can AI help? Number one, AI can help us with creating more educational models for UAE, urban agroecology, that include AI in it. AI can help with creating business models for urban agroecology that include AI in it. AI can help us with precision farming. It can help us with data analysis and more market research. I mean, the list goes on with how AI can help us innovate for urban agroecology. And finally, implementation. None of this matters. Let me be very clear. None of this matters if we can't actually implement it. Implementation is competently starting from one point to the next. Site selection, soil testing, crop rotation, harvesting, logistics, distribution, financing. We have to be responsible with the resources that are provided to us if we are going to become successful in feeding our people. Now, how can AI help, right? AI can help with monitoring the weather. It can help us with detecting pests and sickness in our plants. It can help us with logistics. It can help us better understand our finances. It can help us tracking our data. And it might be able to also help us with finding key partners to ensure that we work together cohesively and professionally and ultimately responsible. AI can really help us to really manage our resources, because that's really the most important thing. We have all the resources. Urban people have resources. Rural has resources. How do we bring them together, manage them, and really feed our people? Now, in conclusion, let me be very clear once again. I like saying that. This is not some lofty, futuristic, in the clouds dream. This is actually happening right now, day to day, right now. I want to ensure that us and our communities aren't left behind. And I also am actively doing everything in my power to create true equity within the agriculture industry, not only for our generation, but also for the youth coming up, and put some things in place for them so they can have access to healthy food. We are building and pulling from our strong rapport within California's agriculture industry, city, county, state, federal, collectives, coalitions, fellowships, advocacy groups, creating legislation, creating grants, creating new projects, fundraising, campaigning, actively. We're not playing around with this. And this is a call to action. Join us, help us, support us. Help us feed your hood. Let's bring it from the block to the table. Join me on this transformative journey, and we can get rid of this whole entire concept of a food desert altogether. Did I get the game? Peace and blessings.